Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my kitchen, you guys. Today I'm going to be making OHA soup. OHA soup is a native soup from the eastern part of Nigeria, and we can also call it ora soup. So guys, a well-prepared OHA soup makes digestion very easy. It prevents constipation. It regulates blood glucose levels. It will prevent the accumulation of calories in the blood. And then you guys, I'm going to be adding uziza leaves into my own OHA soup. The uziza leaf also helps to prevent constipation due to its fiber content, and then it also helps to improve fertility in women and improve sperm in men. They are also known to alleviate the symptoms of cough, that is to reduce cough. So guys, my recipes for this soup is going to be my cow tail. I have assorted meat. I have smoked turkey here. I have stockfish and then smoked fish. And I also have my smoked prawns, 2 scotch bonnet pepper, 2 knorr cubes. I have half onions. I have my palm oil. I have my cocoyam flour. I have my salt, crayfish, and then OHA leaves and uziza leaves, and of course my water. So after washing all my meat, the first meat I'm going to be boiling here is the cow tail, because it's very hard and it takes time to cook. So I had 2 knorr cubes. I added one of it to it, then half of the onion that I brought out, which I didn't show you guys, added the onions, then added some salt and water for seasoning, and I allowed this to cook for at least 10 minutes. And then the next thing I'm going to be adding is my stockfish. As I added the stockfish, I had to cover again to allow it to soften a bit, so I waited for another 10 minutes before I decided to add assorted meat. So guys, I felt like the pot I'm using was a bit smaller, so I had to change my pot to a bigger one, and then I had to cover it and allow it to cook. So while this meat were now cooking, I had to take this time to wash my dry prawns and scotch bonnet pepper, and then I blended it with a little water, and I also tried to debone my dry fish and washed it also. So guys, at this point my meat is already done, and so the first thing I did after boiling all my meat is to add the palm oil. So I added the quantity I felt will be enough for me to make this soup. So guys, in stirring it, I noticed that I needed to add some water. So I added some water, then added my smoked turkey and my dry fish, and then the next thing I added was the dry prawns that I had already blended. After adding that, you guys, I covered it to make it cook for at least 3 minutes. So the major thing to make this soup thick is the cocoyam flour. So guys, I have this cocoyam flour and it's very good. So what I did is just to mix it with cold water, the quantity I needed. I added it in a plate, mixed it with cold water. So I stirred it into a thick paste and added it to the soup. You can see how my soup is very light because I added extra water. So if you don't want your soup to be so light, you can add extra water, but I wanted my soup to be a bit lighter, so that was why I added extra water. So guys, the next step is just to add my knorr cubes, and then I added my 4 tablespoons of crayfish. Then the first leaf I added was my uziza leaf, because I feel like the uziza leaf is a bit thicker, so it takes a little time to cook than the OHA leaf. So I added the uziza leaf first. I had to stir it, tested for salt, so I felt I needed to add a little more salt. Added a little salt, covered, and allowed it to cook for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, you guys, the next leaf I'm going to be adding now is our OHA leaf. So guys, in cutting the OHA leaves, you don't need to cut the OHA leaves the normal way you cut every other leaf, like maybe in a very tiny slice. The OHA leaf, you cut it with your hands, or if you want to use a knife, you can just cut it in large quantities to make sure that you see a larger part of the leaves. So after this, I'm going to cover it, stir it, cover it for another 5 good minutes to let it cook very well, because I don't want the OHA leaves to look very fresh in the soup. It has to cook very well for it to be done. So I'll allow it to cook very well, and then you guys, my soup is ready. So guys, with OHA soup, you can, eat it with any swallow that you really like, and enjoy yourself. My soup is ready. Thank you so much guys for watching. Thank you for always stopping by. Please try to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have more content coming. Thank you so much for your support. Share this video, send a comment, let me know what you think about making this OHA soup. Like this video, and see you in my next video.